Time for a book haul. Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Zach with Zacks Books, and today we have got a summer book haul part 1. We are planning to have a few parts with this. We do have like a big horror one coming soon, but the one we have today is just kind of a bunch of random stuff. So we will have these linked down below, whatever we can. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and let's get into the books. Alright, so the first two books we have are from Book of the Month. We have The Lies I Tell by Julie Clark. This book is an author I've read before. I read The Last Flight by her, and I thought it was really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. So I figured with this being a Book of the Month pick for a thriller option, I figured why not give this one a try. Like I said, I really enjoyed The Last Flight. I don't want to know... Typically when it comes to my thriller picks, I usually don't want to know a whole lot going into it. But by what I had seen with this, it sounds kind of intriguing. It's a twisted domestic thriller that dives deep into the psyches and motivations of two women and their unwavering quest to seek justice for the past and rewrite the future. So I think that sounds really intriguing, and I thoroughly think this could be another good book from her. So there you have The Lies I Tell by Julie Clark. And the second pick we had was Things We Do in the Dark by Jennifer Hillier. I don't believe I've read a book by this author before. I think this was more of a Danielle pick for this month. I was more that one because, like I said, I read from the author before. So this is a Danielle pick for this month. We have not done a book of the month for a little while. They have not been the greatest for the past little bit, but this one was a Danielle pick because the only thing worse than a murder charge is the dark personal history that Paris will do anything to keep hidden. That's the last little thing I can read in this. There's no big blurb in this one. But again, like I said with my thrillers, I want to go into them with not knowing a whole lot. So if I do end up reading this one, I will be sure to give you guys the thoughts I have on both of these options. So there you have Things We Do in the Dark by Jennifer Hillier. Alright, next up we got two books from Amazon. We have got Black Tide by Casey Jones. I have heard this is a recent release, and there's been a lot of good things said about this book. The little thing on the back says, "It was just another day at the beach, then the world ended." That sounds very intriguing to me. A lot of people have said this is really good, and I am very intrigued to get to it. As you can see, there's a beach with a car parked on it. I don't know much else about this book, but I've heard a lot of good things, so I'm definitely going to want to check this one out, and when I do, I will let you know, so that way you know whether or not you want to read this one or not. And the next book we got from Amazon, which could be a book I read this week after I finish Insomnia, is The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. So I want to know nothing about this book because it's Riley Sager. Every book I've read by him so far, I have gone into completely blank and not knowing anything, and they have all progressively gotten better in my opinion, starting from, I want to say it's Final Girls, all the way up to Survive the Night, which was the most recent one, which I think was last year, if I'm not mistaken. The only thing I don't like about this one is it's not a Book of the Month edition. All the other five that I have are Book of the Month, and this one is not, so it's going to be really annoying on the bookshelf. But who knows, maybe they'll put it on there eventually. But yeah, no, I don't want to know a whole lot about this. I don't want to know anything about this. So if you've already read this book, please refrain from letting me know about it until I put up a video of me talking about the book, because I don't want to know a whole lot about it. Maybe give me your star rating, and yeah. So yeah, there you have The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. Alright, next up from Pango Books, Deadfall Hotel by Steve Raznick-Tem. Don't know if I'm saying that right. Sorry there, Steve. This is a horror book that is about a haunted hotel. Obviously, as you guys know, I read The Shining, Haunted Hotel. Really good story. I also read The Grand Hotel, I forgot who the author was of that one, but I thought that one was actually pretty intriguing. I think I gave it 4 stars, 4.5 stars maybe. But this one seems intriguing. It says, "This is the hotel where our nightmares go." So, it definitely sounds interesting to me. And with it being about a haunted hotel, I mean, obviously that's like the vibe, haunted house, stuff like that. Looks like it's going to be a little kid. Actually, that might be an adult. I can't tell. The portions are very oddly drawn. But it looks like we're going to be following at least an adult and child, possibly. But it looks really cool, it sounds really cool, and I cannot wait to get to this. So there you have Deadfall Hotel by Steve Resnick 10. Alright, the next 2 I have are from Half Price Books. We are planning to come shop with us with Half Price Books. We did this one day when I dropped Danielle off for work, and so I just kind of ran in, grabbed these 2 editions that I actually don't have. The first one is Carrie, a collector's edition by, I think it's by Plum? I think it's Plum. But it looks really cool. There's like a really cool like cover thing in here. It's got its own kind of flap like a normal hardcover would. But I thought it looked really interesting, and so I figured I'd get this. I know there's other ones that are like this. I know there's a Salem's Lot that's like this, but I don't know what else there is. But I figured I'd get this. It looked really cool, and it's the first looking one of this I have out of the ones that are made like this. And the next book we got is a UK paperback edition of Dreamcatcher. So this looks really cool. This is a book that I have read, and I gave it 5 stars. Carrie I gave, I think, 3.5 or 4 stars. But this is, it kind of matches the hardcover, which is actually a book I want, is the hardcover UK edition of Dreamcatcher, because Dreamcatcher is a book that I think is actually really good, and a lot of people do not like it. So, yeah, we picked this up. Another edition I do not have. Typically, a lot of the UK editions I don't have if it's older, but the newer stuff I'm kind of getting little by little. So there you have 2 Stephen King items from Half Price Books. Alright, the last 2 books are books that I just sporadically have found going to like community threads and just places like that. The first one is Hellhound by Ken Greenhall. This book I do not know a whole lot about, but it sounded pretty intriguing when I was kind of looking through it. Alright, so what are the possibilities of my strength? That is a thought I have never had before. What if some morning, as the old woman stood at the head of the staircase, she were suddenly to feel a weight thrusting against the back of her legs? What if she were to lunge forward, grasping at the air, striking her thin skull against the edge of the stair? What would become of me if she were found unmoving at the bottom of the stairway? Such are the thoughts of Baxter, a sociopathic bull terrier, on the hunt for the perfect master. Okay, so this sounds like it's going to be about a murderous dog. Maybe. But I am planning to read this one eventually because it sounds really intriguing to me. But until then, as of now, it's just going to sit on a TBR shelf probably. But it does sound really cool. So the next one we found is one that I really picked out because it's The Fog by James Herbert. This book I thought was, there's a movie from like the 70s or 80s called The Fog, and I don't remember who directs it. It might be John Carpenter. I could be way off on that. But I thought there was some kind of book based off of that. And at first I thought that's what this was, and then I was looking into it after I bought it, and I was wrong. It's not. But it does sound intriguing still. It has come to destroy. It begins with a crack that rips the earth apart, peaceful village life shattered, but the disaster is just the beginning. Out of the bottomless pit creeps a malevolent fog. Spreading through the air, it leaves a deadly, horrifying trail destined to devastate the lives of all those it encounters. It sounds really, really intriguing, and it kind of sounds like The Mist by Stephen King in a form. But I do want to get to this one eventually, so stay tuned for this one because I hope it's going to be good. There you have James Herbert, The Fog. Alright, so there is our book haul, part 1, summer book haul. Lots of really cool stuff that we found. Again, we were planning to do a part 2 that is more horror related. Could have a part 3, don't know. we'll have what we can linked down below. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys later. Later.